I wonder how many younger NBA fans even know that divisions still exist in the league. But yeah, they used to matter a lot, actually. The way it used to work is that if you won your division, you were guaranteed a top four seed. Now, the NBA got rid of that rule in 2015 after the 2014-15 season, and rightfully so, because basically what happened was you had the Spurs and Grizzlies each with 55 wins, and yet it was Portland with 50 wins that got the fourth seed. And it created like this massive imbalance. If you remember that iconic Clippers Spurs series in the first round where people were like, oh my God, how is this a first round series? That's how it was a first round series. And I think the NBA at that point realized it was kind of ridiculous that like a team that won fewer games just because they won their division, because their division is worse, gets a top four seed. Like a top four seed is big. It's home court advantage in the first round. Like that's not nothing. And then the Blazers were quickly disposed of by the Grizzlies in that first round series. So that kind of explained that. So the NBA got rid of divisions after that, and that 100% made sense. But I would love it if the NBA brought them back, because I just think one of the things that's lacking in the NBA is rivalries. It's tension between teams, and a lot of that you can't really help at this point because there's just so much roster turnover year to year that guys don't have the repetition of games played, of playoff series played, to build the tension, to build that hatred for an opposing player or team. Right now you see a lot of it's like player rivalries and not team rivalries. And so I think if you made divisions matter again, that's a good way to do it. Like if you put stakes on winning the division or just competing in the division, you could say like, again, like for my Knicks, for example, like obviously, they already don't like Boston and Philly, and I guess Brooklyn to an extent. But if you just go around the league, like that's a good way to make those games matter even more, right? Put more hype and energy into those games by putting more disdain into those games. Now the question obviously is, okay, but you just said that they were right to get rid of the division rule where if you win the division you get a top four seed. So why would they bring that back? That's stupid. 100% right. I'm not saying they should do that, but it's almost like, what if there was some in-season tournament that was just created where they just randomly switch up the games played in that in-season tournament, and those games have no meaning, they're so arbitrary, right? Like if you look at it every year, it's literally a randomized thing. It's a randomized thing to see which teams are in which group seeding, right? Like group A, group B, group C, like it's randomized. And so there's no, like, yes, you want to win those games because you want to win the in-season cup games, but like imagine, I think if we just said, okay, it's your division, right? It's your division games. Those are the games that matter for in-season tournament, the NBA Cup standings and like all that stuff, point differential, all that stuff. Like that would make those games matter so much more. Because then again, you could, instead of randomizing it every year, so you're playing this team one year and this team the next year, like again, there's no build-up, there's no momentum. If you just make it into the games you play against your division, I just think that would be so much better, so much more impactful, because then you could do that year after year after year. It builds consistency, which builds repetition, which builds animosity, which builds better basketball. I think again, like divisions still exist in the NBA. I think teams still do division banners somehow for some reason, but they're meaningless right now because the NBA got rid of those, of that rule. And again, that was the right thing to do because it was absolutely ridiculous, like in the instance in 2015 where a team with 4 fewer wins gets a higher seed and home court advantage in the first round. So I think that would definitely be a move where it's like put it into the in-season tournament, make those games. And again, it's consistency. So maybe the NBA doesn't want to necessarily put all the division games, which some of the division games like are really good, all the way in the beginning of the season. I just think, again, if they want to make divisions matter, which I don't know if they do, but I do know that they want to make the NBA Cup matter and they want it to be fun and cool and they want people to care about it, you need to build consistency with the stakes of the seeding games, right? Like the games where the actual cup is on the line, like the elimination games, like those are definitely going to matter. But if you want the seeding games to matter beyond just, hey, look at these different courts, I think making the divisions matter by making the seeding games just those division games, I think is a great way to do it.